KLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lynn Haven. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub. I'm full of water. I say hot tub.
You all right?
Hot tub. Gonna get you hot
So far, so
gonna
good.
make it wet.
Something died
Say
here.
hot tub. Rubber dub and hot tub. Rubber dub and me. Shall I get in the hot tub?
Get in!
Will it make me sweat?
Yeah!
Shall I get in the hot tub?
Yeah!
Will it make me wet?
Well. Good morning. Welcome, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Our special guest today is the one and only Steve Moss. Good morning, Steve.
Hey, good morning, Coach. Thanks
You
for
look
having me.
good today. You got something going on later?
Yeah, Arnold High School has their senior recognition this morning, so I had to dress the part with the tie and the jacket and all that kind of thing.
There you go. Yeah, we require that.
Your tail's wagging.
A couple
You
people
seen them
don't
Arnold
listen.
colors, and there he goes.
So you're saying from now on, all your guests have to wear shirt and ties?
Yeah, I think it makes it look a lot more professional. Hey, keep the camera on him.
I'm putting it on him.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can forget and be putting it back on you.
Jason Kovaleski, Max Fit Sports Nutrition, two great locations. Jason, what's going on down the store?
Just same old. We're doing, got a lot of new products in. So we have our free sample bar. We have our InBody 570. We have a lot of high school kids, especially football players right now in the off season are coming through and, keeping updated and checking in. So, but just come try out our sample bar. We got a lot of good products. We got our complete mask, K4, Sport Foam and multivitamin for the high school kids that have been working really well. I know we've been working with Jeremy over at Bay High a lot with his kids and getting a lot of great results. So good things to come for them this year. I think they're going to be really good this year as well. So
Yeah, can't wait. Spring football, a lot of games being played tonight. Jim, your baby girl's getting ready to go back to Disney, get back to work?
Yes, she is. She'll be starting on Monday, I believe.
Wow. That's a great job to have.
oh yeah,
She's going to audition, too. She hopes she can be a character.
Oh, cool.
And if you know Autumn, she's only about 5'1". So she's hoping maybe she could be a Mickey or something.
that'd be cool.
She's definitely got the height.
Maybe a 7 dwarf, it sounds like.
Yeah.
if she gets a discount, she'll probably make $500,000 a year.
I hope she gets it. Mama, Jim doesn't get down as much as Judy does, but Judy gets down quite a bit to see her. We're all been Disney people in the past, not so much anymore, but that's great. Wildcat, you doing good this morning? You feeling good?
I'm hanging in there.
You're looking good, man.
I don't feel
Praying
so
for
good,
you.
but I'm hanging in
All right,
there.
let me get this in before we get rolling here this morning. If you could do so, we'd certainly appreciate a couple things. Ryan Mulvey, we all know what everything he's going through. They're going to have some different type fundraisers going on for him. I know the adult comedy thing is going to do some things for him. I got the dates, so I'm not going to do all that. But I will say this. If you go to FundMe, type in Ryan His Fight. Whatever you could give would be outstanding. We certainly appreciate it. Just remember, GoFundMe does take a slice out. If you'd like it, drop it by here at the studio like some of you have. Write the check out to Ryan Mulvey. Put it on an envelope, Ryan Mulvey. Randy will make sure he gets the check. I've had people bring us cash and checks. Most of the cash went to him, maybe not all. As far as you know.
Shouldn't tease like
I
that.
know it.
Because,
whatever.
And bring those checks to 204 Suite B, Ellen Lane, and there's a big strong box on the front door there. You can insert your checks there, and we thank you.
And we would really like you to help out. South Walton is leaving tomorrow. They're going to be at the Florida-Alabama game. Matter of fact, Florida takes down Bama. Bama was up by 5. Florida came back and beat them there Thursday night. But Saturday, South Florida will be at the Alabama-Florida game. And I don't know if they'll be recognized or whatever. Don't know all that about the recruiting part of it. But if we can help them out whatsoever, if you're over in South Walton, please go by the high school, drop off some money, and especially at Arnold High School in Panama City Beach. You live on the beach, go by there, drop off $5, $10, $100, whatever you can do. If you're in Bay County, do the same thing. We certainly appreciate it. It's extremely expensive, the buses, the stay, the food, and this is once in a lifetime. These kids have worked extremely hard. Nothing like this has ever happened in 25 years since Arnold's been built. Finally getting there, which brings me to my first question to Steve. Take off the announcer's hat, because I was watching the game, his last pitch, And when he walked off that field for the last time, I looked at you. Your wife was sitting down there near us on the other side of Jerry. And I could kind of hear it in your voice. I thought I heard it in your voice. What did that mean for you? 4 years watching him play. I went through it, and it does affect you. You get sad, but you're proud. What was it like for you that night? They win. They go to the state playoffs. They continue to play, but that was it. I mean, he never will play there again.
It was definitely emotional. And I knew when he got off that mound that was going to be the last time my son pitched at Arnold High School. And he's been a starter since he was a freshman. And he's honestly been the ace since he was a freshman. There were some injuries his freshman year, so he's been pitching these last 4 years. And I knew he was at his pitch count. So he was at 102 pitches, 105's the limit. So the coach came out to the mound, and I went, I wonder if they're going to go ahead and pull him. Well, I guess they had a conversation, and coach said, Coop, this is your last batter.
And he struck him out.
And he struck him out. So I was like, what a neat way to end your high school career, at least on that field, with the strikeout. And he's walking out, and I'm the PA announcer, and I'm like, well, what am I supposed to say? And I just said, ladies and gentlemen, Cooper Moss.
Yeah.
I didn't know what else to say, and I'm kind of getting choked up because I've watched him as a dad these last 4 years compete out there, but I knew that was the last pitch he was ever going to pitch on that field.
Heck, you can remember back the first time you threw him a ball. I mean, it was a little bitty thing.
It seemed like yesterday, Coach. He was 4 years old. We were out at Frank Brown Park playing T-ball, there at Kite Field, and now here we are. We fast forward, 14 years, and they're playing for a state championship next week down in Fort Myers. So you go from T-ball, where they're just trying to figure out how to run the bases in order, right, and how not to tackle each other. You blink. I mean, you blink, and 14 years later, he's 6'3", 220, throwing in the low 90s and playing for a state championship. And he said, what happened? Weren't we just playing T-ball yesterday? And now we're kind of heading down. At least this chapter will be complete.
It flies by. We were down Cape Coral, and they got baseball, football, everything being played. And it just like you said, just flashback of memory. Jared, first time he played fast pitch baseball, because like you said, you start out with the tee, all that stuff. But he freaked out. Instead of backing up away from the ball, he turned his back, got drilled right in the back. First 2 times at the bat, he's getting hit. I'm like,
that's a good AB.
I said, you can't actually back away from the plate.
Yeah.
I said, what are you doing? He goes, I don't know.
Next thing you know, he's playing football.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wish he'd have kept playing baseball. He played all those years till we got to high school. Then it was like, let's stay in the weight room, let's run track, let's get bigger, stronger, faster. And he kind of regrets it. I kind of regret it. I wish he'd have kept playing. I want to get back to Coop, though. Tell me some of the things he accomplished in Arnold. Tell me some of the records he broke. I know home runs, stuff like that. What did he do in 4 years?
He's had a great career, high school career. He's the only, figure about, we've been playing baseball in Bay County for a long time, but he's the only player ever in Bay County history to have over 300 strikeouts and at least 20 home runs. Wow. So you could argue that he has the claim to being the best two-way player in Bay County history. There's been players that have hit more home runs. There's been players that have thrown more strikeouts. No one's ever done it
Combined
together.
It,
so I think right now he's got about 370 strikeouts, I think, and 20 career home runs. And so that was one of our goals when he started playing, as I said, hey, make yourself as valuable as possible. And so therefore he's concentrated not only on the pitching part of it, but also the hitting portion of it too. So even now, you could argue he's the team ace, but he also bats number 2 in the lineup. So it's weird sometimes where, we're the home team. He'll pitch the first inning, run back to the dugout, hurry up and get his bat and helmet because he's batting second in the lineup. Yeah. So there's a lot of time, so to speak, turnaround. But I think he loves doing both. He said, Dad, I think being a hitter makes me a better pitcher, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Steve, speak to you know better than anybody the amount of time and travel and the money it's going to take. Speak to just like what are Arnold's itinerary, like when are they leaving, where are they staying, what's this in general, how can people help if they want to?
So we'll leave Sunday. I say we. The team will leave Sunday at 8 a.m. It's an 8-hour trip, give or take, from here to...
At least. It's a hike. Add an hour. I'm telling you now. Add an hour.
It's a hike, because you're on a bus, too.
Yeah.
We're going to stop halfway in Ocala at the College of Central Florida.
Right.
It's a junior college there in Ocala to take batting practice and I&O, to just get them off the bus and break up the trip.
Right.
The coach down there is letting us use his facilities, and then we'll drive the rest of the 4 hours in. And then the semifinal game is Monday Monday, 7 o'clock Eastern, against a team called American Heritage, a private school out of Fort Lauderdale.
Right.
God willing, you win that game, then you'll play Tuesday. Literally the next day, that game is also same time, 7 o'clock Eastern time, against the winner of a team called Mulberry and Tampa Jesuit. So you got to win Monday, obviously, to advance to Tuesday. It's single elimination at this time.
Right.
So we're for the first time, Arnold's been in 25 years in existence. First time they've ever made it to the Final Four. So now they're just 2 games away from a state title. They've never been this close.
Jim, we all know Mulberry. I don't think they got a shot against Jesuit. I'd be shocked. They might. I'd be shocked.
I wouldn't think.
Yeah, Tampa Jesuit's awfully good. They're the number 1 seed. We're the number 3 seed, and then American Heritage is 2 and Mulberry's 4. So once you make it to the Final Four and you win your regions, they reseed all the 4 teams. So we ended up being the 3 seed. So we'll play the number 2 seed on Monday with a shot to advance.
I'm glad we got the night game.
My goodness, you're from down there, Coach. You spend a lot of time down there. It just gets so hot and humid, and having that 7 o'clock game, it's still going to be probably in the 80s, even at 7 o'clock, but at least you're not getting the 10 o'clock or the 1 o'clock game.
And I don't know if it's record heat, but it's already miserable heat down there right now as we speak. It's crazy. The traffic, and it's Sunday, they're leaving on Sunday, so it might not be as bad, but if you went any other day, it's going to take you, we know, believe me, we know how long.
9 hours.
9 hours at least. And that's hauling butt. With the traffic from Ocala to Fort Myers to Tampa is a nightmare. Yeah. But, and y'all going to stay in Cape Coral?
We are. They have some, instead of doing a hotel, we got 2 Airbnb homes, and so they're relatively close, and the boys get a kick out of that, I think, probably even more than the hotel scenario. And actually, it's cheaper to do the Airbnbs, the houses next to each other. And
all you Marlins that are going down to the game, you need to go. It's going to take a little time. If you're going to be there a couple days, head over to Sanibel Island, Captiva, go to the restaurant called
the Bubble Room.
The Bubble Room. You will absolutely love it. The food's incredible, but just the atmosphere, the Christmas, the antique toy. You need to go see it. The other place, Guanamia, is on Cape Coral Parkway. Go eat there too. I think you'll like that.
Works for me. These are teenage boys. They will eat and eat and eat. So if you have any restaurant recommendations, I'm sure they'll be nice.
All right, when you schedule out like this, like Coach Jones, you got to go ahead and make room, thinking you're going to make the state playoff game. If they don't win, are they going to leave and come back then, or are they going to let them stay another night?
That's a good question. I know they have the houses booked, for that entire time.
Man.
So at that
everything they've done, they deserve it.
I think they're leaning toward just enjoy the experience. There's no reason heading back. Graduation's not till Thursday, so win or lose, you have plenty of time to make it back to graduate and walk the field on Thursday. So I think they'll probably stay. Maybe that'll give them some extra time to check out some of those restaurants y'all talked about.
Jim, I think Julie, try to find out, Julie, if you can call them now. Find out.
The Bubble Room?
The Bubble Room. She's not sure.
Is that like the Blue Oyster Bar? Is that like the Blue Oyster Bar? What kind of restaurant is this? Should I ask first? I don't want to come rolling into the team bus and we go, good grief.
I don't fully trust them.
I don't know if this
No, I'm telling you.
And I can see it now. The school board chairman said that the team should visit this restaurant. We pull in and there's
you got to get down there and
armed guards out front.
You'll be on the wall in a thong or something.
I'm telling you, you'll love it. You guys will love it.
All right, I'm trusting you.
Man, we got another superstar coming up. Jerry Pridgeon's son, Jordan. He's going to be special. That guy can play already.
Nice.
I think he's going to go from elementary right up to Arnold High School next year. But anyway,
we'll take them. It's been a fun run. Obviously, I know their goal was to make it to the Final Four. Now you hope you're not just satisfied just making it down there.
Yeah, right.
Let's go ahead and bring our A game, and see what happens.
Yeah, my advice to anybody in this situation, because in college I was lucky enough to play for a national championship when I was at the University of Akron. We got to go to Texas and play Montana State. And, when you're young, I was, 21 years old, 20 years old, you think this is going to be every year. It's going to happen multiple times. You enjoy it while you can, because there's no guarantee you're ever going to do this again. And for your son, obviously, as a senior in high school, no. But then it's just a tremendous. So take as many pictures as you can. Be a tourist, Make it something that you're going to remember, because there's no guarantee you'll ever get a chance to do it again.
You figure Arnold High School's been around 25 years. This is the first time. You hope it's on another 25 years before you make it back to the Final Four. But you're right. There's no guarantee.
There's no guarantee.
Big
there's not.
All right, let's talk about some of our great people. The legendary J. Michael's Restaurant, Thomas Drive. You're talking about like a museum. The place is incredible. Go in there and look at the guns, the boats, the surfboards.
Pictures of Bear Bryant.
The best picture in there, in my opinion, is Bear Bryant and Bob Hope. They're having a good time. You can tell they're at a party. They're having a wonderful time there. But he's got Bobby Bowden, Joe Paterno, Bobby Knight. That got everybody there. It's incredible. The legendary J. Michaels. Today's special is Chris Fish. They have a grilled fish over bed of rice, peppers, onions, special sauce. It's incredible. Go check it out. But they got the best seafood. The coldest beer. Try the fried shrimp. There's better than anywhere else. Also, the heat is here today, tomorrow in the mid-90s. It's going to be incredible, especially inland. If you got Stevenson Air Conditioning, you're not even worried about it. If it breaks down for any reason, call Stevenson Air Conditioning. They'll be there quickly, and it's locals taking care of locals. It's like Jason Kovaleski. Let's deal with the local companies. Don't go natural. Jason actually graduated from Mosley High School. He started this business, a family-run business, Stevenson Air Conditioning. Get it serviced once or twice a year. It's going to save you money on your power bill. It makes the unit last longer. Also, the city commissioner, Lynn Haven, Pat Perno, is incredible. Love that guy. He does an incredible job as the city commissioner, but does even a better job at B4 Braves in Lynn Haven. Go check it out. TV's everywhere. Heck, you can go watch Marlin baseball there if you'd like to. B4 Braves, Lynn Haven. We'll be right back. Steve Moss, Jim, Jason, and Wildcat. 104.3. Speaking of great coaches, we just lost one in Bay County. We're going to Steve his opinion on this when we get back. The great Jeff Patton. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The new app from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is designed specifically for sports fanatics like you. The sports content you demand is always on. Live stream our national and local sports talk anywhere you go. Reach us on all social media. You can also be a part of the show. Call and text into our studios. Plus, up-to-the-minute weather and traffic maps. The new app from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is available at the Apple Store and Google Play.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Friday's weather. This afternoon and evening, there will be a gentle breeze out of the south-southwest, some sun and 82. Some clouds tonight, about the same at 74, and a wind out of the southwest at 8 miles per hour. Tomorrow, partly sunny and a gentle breeze right around 8 miles per hour with a high of 83. About the same at 82 Sunday, and we'll have mostly sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Want to experience the ultimate car wash? At Tommy's Express, you'll love our open and bright tunnels, easy loading, flat belt conveyor, unlimited membership, and free vacuums and mat washers. Try us for free. Text WASH 415 to 86697 to send our best wash, The Works, directly to your phone. You'll love the sudsy clean, ceramic wax, underbody flush, spot-free rinse, and tire gloss. Experience the difference and visit Tommy's Express today. Offer valid to new guests only. By participating, you consent to receive promotional and information text from Tommy's Express. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies.
Dreaming of sun-drenched beaches and a place to call your own in Northwest Florida? Or perhaps you're looking for the perfect investment opportunity. Since 1962, Anchor Realty Florida has been the trusted name in real estate across the Panhandle. Anchor Realty Florida brings unparalleled local expertise to your search for homes, lots, and investment properties. Don't just dream it, live it. Let Anchor Realty Florida anchor your reality. Visit us online at anchorfl.com. That's anchorfl.com.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
He's the sexiest man on the planet.
Live and local from the J. Michael Studio on the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Excuse me, Jason Kovaleski, Steve Moss, our special guest, and Jim Brandt. Of course, we got Wildcat behind the glass. If you could help out, we certainly appreciate it. Holmes County baseball. Steve, what about baseball in this part of the state? We are known for baseball. It used to be football way back in the day. It's not anymore. I say this all the time. There's more pressure on baseball coaches in Bay County than football. I know that. I know it. I lived it. Those guys, everybody knows. Everybody's got the answers. Everybody's a baseball coach. We all played. I even caught myself. Coach Jones, don't listen. I even caught myself going, don't bunt. Anyway, it's just, human nature. We all play. We all think we know it. Wildcat thinks he knows it. That tells you how bad it is.
It's because I do know it.
Oh, sorry. Cincinnati Reds. Okay.
That's right.
Oh, come on. That's my team, man.
Did you say it was 40,000 people there for that thing they did for Pete Rose?
Probably.
40,000 people.
He's loved up there.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Up there.
But anyway, getting back to Panhandle Bay County baseball, this has got to be the best maybe we've ever had.
I'd say in the Panhandle, this is the best baseball's ever done. Niceville made a deep run. South Walton and Arnold are now in the Final Four. You have Holmes County winning a state title. Lincoln.
Didn't they beat Port St. Joe?
They did, and then they won yesterday, and they beat Lafayette to win the state title. So you've got a lot of good teams. You have Lincoln that made it to the Final Four over from Tallahassee. Pace was just a game away from making it. So in the Panhandle, there's some real. You could argue it's the best baseball we've had in the Panhandle, maybe in a long, long time. Maybe forever.
Maybe
but I mean,
ever. Yeah.
You're having teams not only make the playoffs from the Panhandle, but advancing pretty deep.
Way back in the day, Tate was unbelievable in baseball. Yeah, that was a long time though. Yeah. But Steve, on Bay County, Bay High School makes the play. We knew Hudson, just a matter of time when he would win. And then Doug's back at Mosley. They made the playoffs. So you got those two. I think Coffin does a good job at Rutherford. This is probably one of the best groups of coaches we've had in baseball.
Yeah, well, and it's playing out with success on the field where you're seeing players not only win, so to speak, but they're improving, and so that goes to the development of the coach. I mean, you're just not showing up with the talent you have and saying, well, maybe we win, maybe we lose. They're developing players and they're getting better while they're there. And then lo and behold, a lot of times when these students do get to their senior year, like at South Walton, like at Holmes County, like at Arnold, they're making a run to the Final Four because they've been in the program and they've been developed by some really good coaches.
And we lost this guy. It made me sad when I found out he was going to retire. Jeff Patton at Bozeman, what he's done there, 412 wins, 420 wins, whatever it is, 18 playoff appearances. The guy's incredible, and he's even a better person. Yeah. And for us to lose him, I think it's a big blow to Bay County. And that job, they got a lot of people coming back. Of course, you're going to be following a legend, but that's a good baseball job.
That is a really good baseball. And Jeff, because of his success, has set the bar pretty high. So I think any coach that comes in after him is going to need to understand is a district title and the playoffs are the norm for Bozeman, right? And even a deep playoff run is the norm. So their bar has been raised. Jeff and his staff have done a great job over the year. But just showing up and being 500, that's not going to cut it at Bozeman because, again, they're used to success and they're going to expect the new coach to continue that success. But he's done a great job there, and they've always been very, very successful.
I want to ask you this, and this is it does involve sports somewhat, because if you go to school like Destin, we had a superintendent from Missouri come, Bill King Solomon, I call him, a great superintendent, retired now, he's got a house here and a house in Missouri. And we had him on before, and he said, I'm totally against the 4-day work. 4-day school. I think the interaction with teachers and students, I think it should be 5 days. I'll never change my thoughts on that. He goes into athletics. What day are you going to give them off? If you give them off on Friday, who's going to show up for the athletic events? If you have the game on Fridays, do you play on Thursdays? They miss school for that. So he was totally against it. But I'm asking you, as a school board member, father, daughter, son went through the school district and stuff like that. What's your thought? It doesn't matter. It's just an opinion. What do you think about this 4-day? Would you ever be for it? And then if you are, what do you do with the parents, with their kids that both parents work?
Well, good question. There's 67 counties in the state of Florida. None of the 67 have ever done a 4-day work week. Marion County down in Ocala talked about it. They never did it. Franklin County, I think, talked about it, never did it. And so a lot of the counties talk about it, but the actual implementation of a 4-day school week is almost impossible because, like you mentioned, what do you do? From the studies say that it's more beneficial, believe it or not, to take off Monday than it is Friday.
I would think so.
I think that too.
We talked about that.
Yeah, Monday or Wednesday.
Correct. So you do Monday, but then again, we simply don't have enough child care places, at least here in Bay County. What do you do? I mean, most households now are double double income families. And so therefore, what do you do with those kids on the Monday, or who knows, the Friday you take off? What are you going to do with these kiddos? We simply don't have the child care for that. And so that kind of nips it in the bud in a way. But then again, instructional time, to what you talked about, is also big as well. I mean, whether you like them or not, every county in the state has standardized testing, and so much is riding on that. And so you would, I guess in theory, the state statute says you have to go to school 180 days. So they would have to literally change the state statute, or it talks about seat time. You could actually, I guess, increase the seat time, the 4 days you're there, but that makes them really long days. So in theory, you're going to be going to the school the same amount, just a shorter amount of days. So you're going to have some long, if you want to do the 4-day week, you're going to have to find childcare the day you're not there, for especially your elementary school students, obviously. But then again, you're going to have some longer days. Those 4 days are going to be longer than your average day, just to make up for the seat time, unless they change state statutes.
And we heard about this. I don't know where I was at. This is a long time ago. I heard somebody talking about that, and they said, well, we would shut down the power at every school. We'd save so much money in the power bill, this, and that. I don't think you could really get the custodians off 3 days in a row back then. And then if you do, you get back to school Monday, the building's burning up, especially down we were at before, down where we're getting ready to play the baseball games down Lee County. Heck, it would take a day and a half to cool the buildings down.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
And we found sometimes if you cut that off, you're just inviting mildew. You're inviting a lot of different issues that you don't have to think about. It's like a sauna in there when you come back. So in theory, it sounds great. Hey, we'll have a 3-day weekend. This is great. We can do this and that and whatever. But the implementation of it, there's a reason 0 of the 67 counties in the state of Florida have ever done this.
That's a pretty telling stat right there.
This is the logistics about it. Most, families have 5-day work weeks. What are you going to do on those? Like you said, that's the most important thing. What are you going to do on the days where both parents are working? You have a kid that's maybe in the 3rd grade. You can't just leave them at home. So now you got to pay out of pocket to have some sort of, outlet where he can, be watched throughout the day. So
we got a couple more minutes on this segment. I wanted to ask you real quick, any word, Florida, we got Eli, we got Coop, we got... they're bringing a lot of good players in. Florida seems to be getting hot right now. They were down 5-0, and they came back and beat Bama, and Bama's pretty hot right now. Have y'all discussed, or you might not even want to talk about it, but what's the plan right now? Is it let's go to Florida? Could that change if you made any kind of determination what you're going to do?
It's a good question. Right now, all the new players, there's 10 in Cooper's recruiting class for the University of Florida. 2 of them here in Bay County, obviously, Cooper, my son, and then Eli, his best friend. They're supposed to be down there the end of June, like June 22nd, give or take, for Summer B. That gets them on the campus, in the dorms, taking a few classes and get acclimated before the fall semester gets here and there's 50,000 people on campus. So they like to get him in there early. So basically a month from now, him and Eli will be on campus at the University of Florida weightlifting, just taking everything in and trying to get acclimated for the fall. And then the fall baseball is really, really critical in college baseball. I know you go, well, the fall, it doesn't really count. It counts because that is when the coaches get to see what they really have. And a lot of times they make their decisions from what happens in the spring versus on how these players compete in the fall. So the folks at Florida said, we want Cooper to have his A game ready when he gets here, because in the fall, we're going to roll him out there and we're going to have inter squad and we're going to play a few other teams. Yes, they don't quote count, but if he's sharp, then that will tell us what we have in the spring, whether he's going to be a starter, middle relief, what we're going to do with him. So the fall is really critical, believe it or not, in college baseball.
All right, let's take a break. We'll get back. You got about 30 more minutes. You can stay with us? Okay, good. I got softball. North Bay Haven wins. They're headed to the state. Wow, incredible. They won 24-0 over Lighthouse Christian. And then I think North Bay Haven football, I guess, won last night.
Yeah, I think the girls won 6-2, I think,
or
6-3.
They won the football game 24-0. That's what it was. I'm sorry.
That's a heck of a softball score. They ran it up.
It's a really good offense there.
Yeah, good job. Anyway, thank you, Coach. I appreciate you sending that in. Like you said earlier, all kind of spring football. We haven't really paid much attention. All the success with the baseball teams, we haven't really paid much attention to spring football. which that's okay. We're okay with that. Let's talk about some great things, great people. Hey, we're over at Before Brady's. Where are we going to head after that?
You're going to go to David Adamson Designer Jewelry. You know, right now they've got a free jewelry inspection and cleaning, so you can get your jewelry cleaned. They'll inspect it, make sure none of the facets are loose or anything like that. They can resize your rings right there if you've lost some weight or gained some weight.
They can make a state champion, county championship.
You read my mind, Coach. They make state championship rings. We might need one in a couple days.
Absolutely custom design.
Well, just whatever they've accomplished this year, they should get a ring. I mean,
cheaper than
how about Arnold Marlin made out of diamonds? What do you think?
Yeah, there you go. Glenn Manley, how you like that?
Sure.
The oldest school on the beach.
On the beach.
And that's all
it's not Bay. It's
and we can count on you to bankroll the rings. Right?
Oh, absolutely. You know that. Put the order in. Put the order in.
I'll call them right now.
Hey, listen, skin cancer can be deadly. Females out there, we all know breast cancer, skin cancer, that's what they really, truly get hit the most with. The skin cancer, we got Dr. Ward, the guy's incredible. Listen to him every Wednesday, 7:30 right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. 5 minutes can save your life. Call, make an appointment, go see him. If it doesn't look right, feel right, don't put it off. Go get checked out. 5 minutes can save your life. We were there yesterday. The entire family was there yesterday. We had a great time. Jamie's in town. Leighton and Lorelai have their dance recital, cheerleaders tryout Saturday. They got a lot going on, so she's down to watch that. We all went and saw David down at El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, the best happy hour out there. Buy one small draft beer, next one's free. Same thing with house wine, same thing with small margaritas. Great place to have birthday parties. We heard some great singing yesterday, all the karaoke going there. They also have their second restaurant on Front Beach Road. Go on down there and go past Walmart. It's on the right-hand side. The address is 10908. Park in the back, El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill.
Don't down, try it out. Right?
Yeah, there you go. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd. Mondays at 5:20 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is a very high-end card and very rare.
Todd talks about coins, trading cards, collectibles, and the amazing stories behind them.
It was the first one that's ever come through my door.
Plus, we'll be taking your calls and questions at 850-215-6290. The PCB Hobby Takeover.
A platform for you to do your hobby.
Mondays at 5:20 on the Sports Talk Must. ESPN Northwest Florida.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Get ready for your next adventure and discover Kia at Bill Bird Kia today. Check out the 2025 SUV family. The road is yours. Take a test drive and see the all-new features that elevate any adventure. Now offering 1.9% APR up to 60 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sportage or a 2025 Kia Sorento. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind that you can trust. Bill Bird Kia is the home of that 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. See us today.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sportage and a 2025 Sorento with $1,748 per month for 1,000 finance in 60 months. Quantities limited. Cannot be combined with other finance offers not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers must take delivery from dealer stock through 6/2/25.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michaels studio.
Boss, I got good news and bad news. Well, what's the bad news? Your hat's on fire.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! FSU updates brought to you by Newbies. I love John and Charlotte. Wonderful people. I'm telling you what, they knocked out of the ballpark. That bike week those people down here from all over, a lot of those bikers, lawyers, doctors, professional people, those Harleys are very expensive, like Jason's. It's incredible. They had a wonderful time down there.
4 wheels.
They had tents everywhere, all kind of merchandise, great food specials, great entertainment. Get out to Newbies, have a great time. Newbies 2 on the Curve, go watch. Next week, we got the SEC tournament going on in Hoover, got the ACC going on. Watch it down there, and then head on down to the Mothership. Charlotte's going to have the best entertainment every Friday and Saturday night at the Mothership because she gets what she wants. They're incredible. John and Charlotte, love you guys. Get out to Newbies, some coach sent you. Jim, what you got for us?
All right, well, the season's coming down to a conclusion here, and they've got a big series with the North Carolina Tar Heels. Played last night. Unfortunately, North Carolina won 8-3, but they play them again today. They play them again tomorrow. And then they have the tournament starts on, I got it here somewhere, I want to say, May 20th. So they're almost to the point where they're going to be doing a tournament. And in the ACC, everybody makes it. It's single elimination or other stuff. You got 1 win or 100 wins. Everybody's in. Everybody gets a shot. So we'll see. I think they'll do well. They've done well all year. I don't know how they've done against the Gators, I'll be honest with you. I used to know. How'd they do against the Gators?
They lost 2 of 3. Not that I'm keeping track as a Gator fan.
Not that you're tracking or anything.
Right. If they didn't, I'd be like, I don't know what happened. Who knows? But Florida won 2 of 3.
Wait a minute. Didn't somebody used to call FSU baseball games?
So true.
This is true.
This is true. I was the PA announcer for the Seminoles for a year, about 2 or 3 years ago. And here I am. I'm a Florida alumni.
Somebody committed to Florida. Flew it out of the water.
I'm a Florida alumni, and I'm up there going, and as always, go Noles. And I'm like, they're going to take away my diploma.
And today, the softball regional starts with, they play Robert Morris. Seems like a kind of crazy team to play from Pittsburgh. Go to Tallahassee to play Florida State in softball. So we'll see. I think they're going to do very well. Both the teams, I think, have a good chance to make it to the World Series in their sport. They're doing a great job. But in the James Hale world of things, the only thing that really matters is what time is Florida State and Alabama kicking off.
Too hot.
On
going.
August 30th. All right? And who's going to carry the game? So we have the answer to those burning questions. On Saturday, August 30th, the game starts at 3:30 Central or Eastern, 2:30 Central, and it's going to be carried on ABC. Now, normally this is the point where James Hale whines about it's too early, it's too hot, there's no recruits. What are your other?
It's too hot. It's too humid. I'm not going. I told you, there's so many great games on that day. You're going to miss too many other games.
So you're going to miss.
Have you ever been to Tack Stadium at 2:30? It's brutal.
Yeah,
I went to the Choke and the Doke that year. It rained and it was like humid and great game, but
and that was in end of the year.
Oh, it was so hot.
We're talking Saturday, August 30, 2:30. It's hot. It's miserable. Now, I'm going to watch it. I got my bathroom behind me. I got my kitchen down the hallway. I'm going to watch it at home. Julie's mad. She wants to go, but I don't. Would you want to go to that?
Honestly, no. I'm an Ohio State guy.
Yeah, but you miss all the other football games. You know, so many good games on. That's the main thing. Yeah.
You talked about the FSU baseball team. You know, there's a local connection there. Hudson Rowan is a pitcher, left-handed pitcher for Florida State. So I know he's really excited about. Cooper and him are pretty good friends about going down there and competing in the ACC tournament. We call him Huddy. Went to Mosley High School, but getting some innings there for Seminoles. And then, ironically, last night we talked about Holmes County won the state championship. The fellow for them that had the game-winning hit is a Florida State baseball commit, Lyndon Flannery. He's a junior, but he'll be for the Seminoles here in the next few years. But he had the game-winning hit, a Florida State baseball commit for Holmes County.
Wow. You know, we haven't talked as much about Holmes County and baseball as we probably should have. They only had 4 losses this year. One loss was to Arnold. One was to South Walton. Another one was to some Marist. I don't know where they're from, obviously on spring break. And another team, Houston.
They're solid. Those are 4.
So they lost to 4
really good teams.
So that's it. Yeah. And they beat everybody else. So and it's said that the coach had, and I got to correct you, Steve, because I used to live in Perry, which is just a half hour east of this. It's Lafayette, not Lafayette.
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 There you go.
The head coach at Lafayette, his name is Tim Harrison. He's a Bay High guy. Have you ever heard, either one of you heard that name?
I haven't heard of Lafayette, much less the coach.
No, I have not heard of him.
Well, you go to Perry.
Okay.
Get on 27 and go about a half an hour east, and you got Mayo, Florida. Remember Kerwin Bell played at the University of Florida?
Mm-hmm.
That's where he's from. Kerwin Bell.
Sounds like a bustling metropolis.
Oh, yeah. Actually, Kerwin Bell is from Day, Florida, which is almost a live oak. There's not much there.
It was a great game yesterday.
Yeah.
It was 1-1, and then literally in the bottom of the seventh, the young man I talked about, Lyndon Flannery, the FSU commit, hit a single down the line, third base line, and so they won 2-1 in the bottom of the seventh. Their second state title since 2022, and the Holmes County. So congratulations to them.
Yeah. I'm just curious, since it's been played in Fort Myers, I wonder how many home runs have been hit there. That's
can't be many.
Huge.
Not many. I think it's 330 down the line. I mean, it's a minor league ballpark.
Yeah,
I think the low A of the Minnesota Twins play there. So they're used to having, minor league baseball there, but it is. I told Cooper, I know, usually he swings for the fences at I said, Coop, just aim for the gap, because if you put one in the gap, it's going to run forever, but you really got to smoke it to get it out of there.
Right. It's a big field.
It's bigger than their normal. Yeah, it's pitcher friendly for sure. It's just a bigger field than most of these high school players have ever played on throughout the regular season, because it is a minor league ballpark.
They ever talk about maybe bringing the fences in and having the dimensions more like a high school field? It seems weird to play on a major league field after the entire year, and you're playing at the highest levels, going for the state championship, not to have those dimensions be at least matched up.
Yeah, I get it. As a dad of a pitcher, I'm like, I wish they were 380 down the line.
You love it.
You will see. You're going to see a high school there running the show. They'll be working concession stands. They pick a school each year from Lee County to work the series, since it's been in Fort Myers. We were there when Chipley won the state. Was Chipley win it? They lose it.
No, they lost to Lafayette that year.
That's right. You're right.
Yeah,
that was a long time ago. We worked that stadium.
About 12 years ago.
I'm gonna say it again. Thank goodness you play at night. All that heat coming up and the water coming out of the ground in the mornings is miserable there.
So Arnold will play at 7 o'clock Eastern. Now, in contrast, you don't get to pick your times. They assign them to you. South Walton plays at 10 a.m., so their game finishes around 11:30-ish, 12, give or take.
Humid.
I know their coaches are saying,
Gatorade ready.
Starting right now, start drinking extra water every day. Start drinking it right now. Yeah. So you're used to putting in that extra hydration before you get down there and start cramping up.
But even minus the heat, you play most of your games in the evenings anyway, so just that routine throughout the day, that's a huge disadvantage in my opinion. But both teams have to play at that time. So,
it's true. Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure.
I want to ask you this. We didn't have time, and is that all you got for us, everyone?
Yeah, I was just going to say, and we talked about this, and you mentioned it too, the venue where they play. Yes, Fort Myers is a great place to play. Yes, the stadium's awesome. But to me, for up here, it's so inconvenient. It's 9 hours away. And we talked about it, and you said it too. Why not play at Disney? Why not play
everything?
Everybody.
Basketball, football.
I mean,
everything.
They have the facilities there in Central Florida.
Exactly.
They'll definitely be more centrally located for the teams coming up from South Florida and obviously from North Florida. The ironic part is in the semifinals, Holmes County played St. Joe. They're maybe a half an hour away, give or take. They drive 9 hours down to Fort Myers to play each other, and they're half an hour away, give or take.
And spend how much on a bus?
$10,000. The bus is $10,000 for basically 2 days, just for the bus. That's not lodging. That's not food.
Is that what Arnold's paying?
That's what Arnold's paying. That is correct. And so that's par for the course for any team that goes down there. It's $10,000 just for the bus.
That's crazy
for 2 days. So it's an expensive trip for anybody, but especially if you're traveling from the Panhandle 9 hours away.
And I know we've talked about this before. Does the state reimburse you at all for it? Do they give you any travel money, anything?
No.
I didn't think so.
At least in Bay District schools, we pick up the transportation costs so that the team does not have to pay for the transportation costs. But for a lot of smaller districts, it's on them. It's on them. They're fundraising, they're car washing, they're whatever. And so
selling cookies.
I know our superintendent says the last thing we want to do is punish our athletes, so to speak, when they advance to the Final Four by not picking up the cost, at least for the transportation. Right. But we're in the wrong business. $10,000 for a bus. Yeah. You're like, good grief. It adds up quick.
I want to ask you real quick before I forget. Football's going on. Spring football's going on. Bozeman just hired their head football coach there. What did you think about that?
I like Coach. I like him a lot. I think the Bozeman folks will be really happy with him. Is it Pence or
Pettis?
Pettis. That's right. Matter of fact, I talked to him in the hallway the other day, and he said, "Hey, I know there's going to be some downtime for your son, but when baseball ends and when he has to report to Florida, why don't you join us in the weight room?" You know what I mean? So just very welcoming. Cooper's a baseball player. He had nothing to gain for him, but he said, "Listen, and those baseball players, come on in." Well, this is back when he was still at Arnold. You know, we'd love to have him, but very welcoming, knows what he's talking about, great track record. So the folks at Bozeman should be very happy. He's a really good hire, and I know Arnold, the folks there wish him the best, but I think they hate seeing him leaving.
And his brother's going with him, right?
Right, and just a good relationship builder. So that's what you'd like.
And we got a great replacement for the defensive coordinator's job. Josh is going to do it. He's done it before. I think he does a really good job, especially with defensive coordinator. It's a great job. I think he's a great coach, period. So they'll be in good shape. Arnold will be okay. Football, you keep hearing Bay's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just with the off-season workouts they're doing, some of the guys that have been just getting in the weight room, coming in, taking it seriously this off-season. Plus, they got a lot of seniors this year. 2 great running backs. I mean, they got pretty much everything they need. Got a great tight end that's been recruited throughout the country. So if they can just utilize their talent, I know that they've been working really hard this offseason.
Jeremy's won a state championship before. I think he's the only one here that's done that.
And we've had a lot of access with them to help these guys get stronger. And I've seen their PRs go up tremendously just with the basic stuff that we're doing with them. So I think it's going to be a great year for Bay High.
All right, get down to local 115 on Harrison Avenue. I think you'll love it. Don, and Judy Vandergriff, legendary family. Their boys are incredible. Kyle is unbelievable what he does. But that local 115, if you love gumbo, that's where you want to go. The crab cakes are incredible. We don't have a Bay County Hall of Fame. Yes, we do. It's the local 115. They got every kind of sports you can think about. Cheerleaders, band members. They got the 1966 Bay High School roster there. If you went to school in one of these schools, you're probably going to see your picture or somebody you know up on the wall. Go check it out. We think you'll love it. The local 115. Also, Vandy Roofing and General Contracting. They design, they build residential, commercial. They do a great job. And if you're going to get a roof, there's no other big place to go than Vandy Roofing. Kyle does a great job. They also had his brother won the county Athletic Director of the Year in one of the biggest counties in the state. I think there's 26 high schools down there in what county is Orlando?
I have no idea.
What county is Orlando?
Probably Orange or Kissimmee.
Orange. I think it's Orange. I think he's Orange County. So congratulations there. All right, we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Set your alarm clock to wake up with the Coach Hale Show on ESPN Northwest Florida. In-depth local and college sports from expert insiders and a dash of controversy.
Can be deadly.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9.
Nothing says good morning like a drunken human alarm clock.
You're live from the J. Michaels studio.
We all know he loves the Florida Gators, but that's okay.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
I can control the world.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Friday's weather. This afternoon and evening, there will be a gentle breeze out of the south-southwest, some sun and 82. Some clouds tonight, about the same at 74, and a wind out of the southwest at 8 miles per hour. Tomorrow, partly sunny and a gentle breeze right around 8 miles per hour with a high of 83. About the same at 82 Sunday, and we'll have mostly sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Want to experience the ultimate car wash? At Tommy's Express, you'll love our open and bright tunnels, easy loading, flat belt conveyor, unlimited membership, and free vacuums and mat washers. Try us for free. Text WASH 415 to 86697 to send our best wash, The Works, directly to your phone. You'll love the sudsy clean, ceramic wax, underbody flush, spot-free rinse, and tire gloss. Experience the difference and visit Tommy's Express today. Offer valid to new guests only. By participating, you consent to receive promotional and information text from Tommy's Express. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies.
That Boot Store reminds you to thank a veteran this Memorial Day. Without the many sacrifices of our military, we could not enjoy the freedoms we realize today. And remember, That Boot Store carries a wide selection of name brand Western wear and work clothing like Carhartt work clothes that will make the perfect gift for that veteran at an affordable price. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 till 5. Friday and Saturday, 9 till 5:30. Next to Bill Burr Kia 15th Street, Panama City. That Boot Store where God is good all the time.
Do you know who I am?
If he was the last person on Earth,
Kind of a big deal.
mankind would still have a chance.
We may have to repopulate the Earth.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm very important.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Got Steve Mawson with us this morning. Steve here in Florida. I think they're back in football. USA Today came out with this. I want your thoughts on this. They got the second tough. I think it's the toughest schedule in college football. I think the big game for them. They got to split these games. Hopefully, they'll win both. Miami's starting to get a lot of love. Carson Beck is back. He is healthy. Head crystal ball came out, said he's throwing the ball really well. Didn't do anything during spring, so maybe that $4 million is spent well. We got to take this phone call. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach Hale. It's Cincy Chris. How y'all doing today?
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Hey, I got a quick story. So when Arnold Baseball was going to regionals last week, I mentioned to my coworker, because her son was graduating from Arnold, that they were playing, and she goes, "Oh my God, Ashton played for Coach Moss back when he was with the A's." And then she started talking. You love Shirley, Coach. She goes to church every Sunday. She fostered 9 kids at one point in time. She had nothing but glowing things to say about Steve, about Cooper, and about Eli. So I have no affiliations to any high schools around here, but she made a fan out of Arnold Baseball. So I just want to say, go Arnold Marlins. Take the state. It's awesome that you guys are doing this. So I just want to say good luck to y'all.
I do remember Ashton. So Cooper played travel ball since he was, 8, but we always made him play rec ball as well at Frank Brown because he was able to play with his friends, and he loved it. And I coached 4 or 5 of those years, and some of the best baseball memories we had, because we had some kids out there that honestly weren't the most talented, but they were there and they listened and they learned, and some of our best experiences was playing rec ball out there at Frank Brown. The 4 years that I coached, not that it's that big of a deal, but we went 46-2 and won 4 league championships. Now I had Cooper pitching.
Yeah, Cooper on the team.
That helped. I just kind of sat back and said, "Fastball, fastball." I just kept calling fastballs, but that obviously helped. But it was some of the best memories that we had, and I remember. And sure enough, that A's team, that was one of our league championships that we won those 4 years. But the parents were always very appreciative, and to this day, some of our Cooper will tell you he's played all over the country for all sorts of different teams, but some of the rec ball games at Frank Brown Park is where he made some of the best teammates and best friends. So please tell her thank you for trusting me with her son, being able to coach or relative. But there was some fun memories. Good kiddos.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And what I really think about for Eli and Cooper is I played a little bit of Division I baseball, and I know that Eli and Cooper are going to have they're going to have more memories. Hopefully they make it to a College World Series. Hopefully they sniff the majors someday. But it's about the other kids, too, on that team that this is their last baseball memories, you know?
It's true.
So it's big for everybody in that community. And one more thing, Coach, before I get off the line. I don't know. You remember Olivia Quaves? She was with you at the Hall of Fame banquet. She had her little baby.
Yeah.
She had her little baby girl last weekend.
Oh.
Jay's daughter?
Yep, Jay's daughter. Yep.
Okay.
So
all right.
reach out to Jay, reach out to Olivia, and congratulations. So that's where I work. I work for Jay.
Hey, listen, you might want to call back here around 8 o'clock. We're going to give away a ticket to the Gulf Coast Jam. That thing's, what's it valuable? A couple $100?
300 and some odd dollars.
The Gulf Coast Jam. I can get tickets if I want. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to name drop, but we sponsor them, so I got access to those if I need to. So
Hey, well, I might call you later.
I was gonna say, there you go.
I'm having a fundraiser.
Jay just had his first grandbaby, so hit him up. He might be able to get you something.
There you go.
All right, buddy. Hey, thanks for calling, Chris. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Good luck, Arnold. All right.
Thanks, Chris.
Florida over under, because you got to leave here, man. I want your opinion on this. USA Today's got Florida over under 6.5. I got them going 9-3, making the playoffs with the toughest schedule in football. I think they're back. I think they're going to be good.
So much has to do, and this is going to sound like a no-brainer, in our quarterback play, DJ Lagway.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just a standout player. Some people have him as a dark horse Heisman candidate next year. Nobody in the country, I think, throws the long ball better than DJ Lagway. Just puts it on the money. Those are passes, obviously, more than 20 yards. But he just got, and he makes it look easy. Now, do we have the offensive line to protect him? Because when you're playing LSU and Georgia and Texas A&M and Miami, golly,
back to back,
game after game. Oh, by the way, in Florida State to end the year, that's a gauntlet. And so the question is, do we have an offensive line that can keep him healthy? But so much is going to ride, I think, on his arm.
What do you think about this? They came out with the SEC trap games, the games you really got to watch out for, and I kind of see where they're coming from. I don't agree with it, but they say watch out. I get where they're coming, but it's on September 6th. It's early in the year. It is before the LSU game, and it will be South Florida's Super Bowl. They go to Gainesville to play Florida. They're saying watch out that Florida could go down and get upset this game. I don't see that. I'd be shocked if that happened. I thought the trap game would be an SEC, at least an SEC opponent.
Right.
What's your thoughts on the South Florida trap game September 6th for Florida Gators?
You hope that maybe you catch Florida sleeping and looking ahead to the LSU game. You know what I mean? But that's an in-state game. A lot of these guys know each other. You know, both South Florida and Florida State and Miami, they recruit so much in-state. There's a lot of pride on the line because I guarantee you a lot of those folks that are playing for Florida know those players that are playing for South Florida. They play together in 7-on-7 or different AAU games and this and that. So there's a lot of pride on the line for them to.
Isn't the Texas game at home?
It is. It's in Gainesville.
Yeah.
Florida will play Texas in Gainesville.
They got them at 6.5 over under. You guys might not agree with me. I think Florida's going to be really good. Jim, 6.5 over or under?
6.5 wins?
Wins.
Oh, over for sure.
I think it's going to be close. I don't know if I fully still trust, Napier yet. I mean, it's one of those show me, but I think it's going to be over. 7 games should be very achievable. It's the toughest schedule in the country, though. That's the only thing that gives me a little bit of pause.
Yeah,
but Lagway to me is probably maybe the best quarterback in the country. It's just
he's
who's
good.
Surrounding
he's
him.
Good. That running back, they got a
freshman.
freshman. I think they're back. I think they're going to be good if they can stay healthy. USA Today, this is what they have: Mississippi State 3.5. 3 games might be it. They'll be better. I'm going to say over. Vandy, 4.5, definitely over. I think they'll win more than 4. Kentucky, 4.5. Wildcat, Kentucky, 4.5. Over or under?
Over.
I don't know. Stu's kind of lost it.
Yeah, he's got some good players coming.
He's already looking towards basketball season.
Yeah, do they even play football up there?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. What do y'all guys think? 4.5? Over or under?
Over.
If it's not over, it's over.
All right, Arkansas. He's on the hot seat. 5.5. I'm going to say over.
Somebody's got to go under. I mean, they can't all win.
What do you think?
I'm going to go under on that one.
I'd probably go under.
Jim?
I haven't seen a lot of positive momentum out of Fayetteville.
I'll go over, but not by much.
Yeah, I think 6.
Yeah, 6 is about
now,
it.
Oklahoma's getting love. They're getting ranked in the top 25. I don't get it.
Me neither.
6.5.
How are you in the top 25 and you're over under 6.5?
6.5. Over or under?
It really just depends on those first couple games in the year, how Mateer kind of, establishes himself over there. I'll go over.
Schedule's tough.
It's
now.
brutal. It's as brutal as Florida's. I mean, they got a stretch where they play like 5 top.
They got Michigan.
Teams. Yeah, I think they'll beat Michigan. Michigan's still going to be spiraling out of control a little bit, but I'm going to go over. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but I just don't trust that situation.
I'd go under. The only time I'd watch Oklahoma football is to see if the Boomer Sooner wagon tips over pregame. It's the only reason I watch.
I'm going to go under.
Okay.
Yeah, I
there
think
you
they're
go.
going to struggle.
If they do what you two think, there'll be a new football coach. Florida, we already talked about. Everybody's got Florida was coming in at 6.5. Everybody's got them over. Auburn, I think Auburn's back 7.5. If he doesn't win 8, he's going to be in trouble. I think they're going to win.
They got a little bit more favorable schedule this year. I'll go over.
They're too deep across the board.
It's all about Jackson Arnold, though. He's got to be good.
Yeah.
Over under.
You wouldn't say he's on the hot seat freeze, would you?
Yeah. 2 losing seasons at Auburn. Yeah.
So I think the pressure's on. You pull out all the stops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or else he's back at
He's got all those 5 stars, these receivers. They should be good. Jim?
Yeah.
I think they'll go over.
All right, Texas A&M, 7.5. His second year. Elko's second. Good coach.
I'm under.
Yeah, I'm
under 7.5. Under.
I think they fell apart at the end of last year, and I think that carries over to this year. I didn't see really a huge improvement either.
Wow, we got 3 under. Okay, I'm gonna say over. South Carolina, 7.5. I think they'll be disappointed being 7.5 wins.
With the quarterback coming back, the defensive
stud they got.
coming back. I'll go over on that one.
I'm going to go under. I don't know. I'm not high on them. We'll see.
Okay.
Over.
Okay.
Not
All right.
much.
Missouri, 7.5. 7.5. I think they lost that quarterback. I think he's gone.
They did.
Yeah.
I think their schedule's pretty soft for the SEC at least.
They got
I'm gonna
Alabama
go over.
home.
They've consistently won 8 or 9 games over the last 3 years.
I'm going under. They play in the SEC.
Yeah.
I go over.
Over. Okay. Tennessee. What I'm telling you, I got a feeling Tennessee's going to take a step backwards. Tennessee, 8.5.
That's a lot of wins.
Who's their quarterback?
They lost. Yeah. He might be better than we all think because they don't seem to be. Well, of course, they have to act like they're not worried.
No, I don't think. I'm going to go under.
I just think they ran their mouth. They're going to go in and take over. They got embarrassed. I don't know.
A lot of teams got embarrassed by Ohio State
Not
last
like
year.
that.
Though. I mean,
Not
Oregon
like that.
did.
In
They
the
were the number one
playoffs?
team in the country. So,
Yeah, that's true.
they were hot. So they just ran into a buzzsaw at home. But
I'm going under just because it's Tennessee.
I would say under also.
Okay. All right, we're going to come back and finish. Steve, you got to go. Thanks for coming in. When Coop gets through, we're going to get him in here and visit with him. When do y'all think the timeline will be when you finally decide we're going to Florida, we're going professional?
It's a good question. It's very awkward in that, they want the players there on campus in June, end of June, right?
When's the draft?
July. So there's a scenario, and now it sounds crazy as could be. You could be on campus, in your dorm, taking classes, working out with the team. The draft is in July, and if you get drafted high enough out of high school, you pack up all your stuff and you tell the Florida coaches, thanks, I appreciate the opportunity. You pack up your stuff and you go play for the single A, lug nuts out of, Des Moines, Iowa, or wherever they send you. So it's a very awkward situation that you could be on campus for 3 weeks, give or take. And if you get drafted high enough, you have to make a tough decision. Am I going to stay at Florida or am I going to take whatever my signing bonus is, assuming it's enough, and leave that experience? It's tough. It really is tough.
But if he goes, he's got to be there 3 years, correct? Still?
That is correct.
Okay.
For D1, you still have to be there 3 years, depending on your age. Sometimes there's some draft-eligible sophomores that are only there 2 years,
Right.
but they're older. But at least 3 years, you're committing to that Division I lifestyle.
He'll make the right choice.
It's exciting. I mean, we've met with 17 different teams so far. The Braves called him yesterday and asked for some more stats and those type of things. But the White Sox, Twins, Pirates, Cubs, we got to take a trip up to Wrigley Field to have a work out with them. Their scouting
Reds in there,
department.
man, at least, please.
Yes, we have.
Thank
We
you.
have talked
Thank
to the
you.
Reds a couple times. They've been to several of his games. So, they're all saying all the right things. You know what I mean? The teams seem interested. They're showing up. They're taking notes. We're meeting with them. I think you'd be silly not to.
Right.
Now, Cooper's grown up as a Gator fan all of his life. I think he wants to go to Florida. That's the goal. But you'd be silly not to at least entertain those offers and talk and meet with the teams that are interested. And again, so far, 17 of them have met with us.
But with NIL now, at least you have a decision that's actually comparable.
It used to be either or. You either went pro and made money, you went to college and you were an amateur. Now you can go to college and make money.
He won't shut up.
I want to know some stuff, man. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one lifetime player, man.
Walk it. Can we go a little bit longer?
No, we got to get Jeff Spiegel.
All right.
I'll keep you posted.
Real quick, helping out Arnold go by the school? Any other way they can get money?
Yeah,
to
just
them?
go by the school, make out the check to Arnold High School Booster Club, and that'll help. Again, the district is paying for the transportation, but there's so many additional costs. Just
Room,
feeding
board,
these boys is expensive. It is. And then Monday, last thing I'll say is Monday at 7 o'clock. If you get a chance at Dave & Buster's is having a watch party. Anyone that goes there, it's going to be, again, 6 o'clock Central Time at the watch party at Dave & Buster's. The team gets 20% of all non-alcoholic food and drinks that are ordered, but that's going to be the watch party. They're going to stream it live at Dave & Buster's. 6 o'clock Central, Monday night, state semifinal.
Thanks for coming. I appreciate you, man. Turf Pro Pest Control. You want that yard look beautiful? Go check it out. Patrick, every Monday, 8:30 right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Steve's Bike Shop. Steve does a wonderful job. They've been in business, seems like, forever. He is a local coach, swim coach, does a great job. The electrical bikes, huge selection of those. Go check it out. Steve's Bike Shop, right across the street from Sam's. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Let's go to Dwayne up next.
Hey, I want to know why Alabama, all y'all Alabama fans and stuff, then sued the NFL to send Jalen Milroe up there. Everybody in the world knows Jalen Milroe wasn't no first-round pick.
This is hard for some people to believe. You actually have to have grounds for a lawsuit.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Friday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the south-southwest, some sun and 82. Some clouds tonight, about the same at 74, and a wind out of the southwest at 8 miles per hour. Tomorrow, partly sunny and a gentle breeze right around 8 miles per hour with a high of 83. About the same at 82 Sunday, and we'll have mostly sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
This Memorial Day at the Sleep Center, you can save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets. Tempur-Pedic, made in the USA, and available at
The Sleep Center, where it's bedtime all day long.
Pier Park, get ready to shake things up. Paradise Nutrition is now open. Craving flavor and fitness? We've got you covered. Loaded teas, protein-packed shakes, gourmet coffees, and refreshing drinks. From our signature Jimmy Buffett tea to Reese's Shake, Paradise Nutrition has over 600 flavor combos. Need energy? Appetite control? We've got add-ons like boba, biotin, collagen, and probiotics. Plus, try our donut whole shot appetite suppressant. Paradise Nutrition, Pier Park, next to Target.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Show, powered by Panama City Toyota.
And that's out of the ballpark.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This Memorial Day at the Sleep Center, you can save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets. Tempur-Pedic, made in the USA, and available at
The Sleep Center, where it's bedtime all day long. Reach out, call up and just say hi.
Give them a call. Phone lines are open. 850-215-6290. The Coach James Hale Show is taking your calls live and local. From the J. Michael Studio, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll Tide Roll. Alabama Updates brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. They are number one at what they do. They serve the Panhandle of Florida. You want to save money on your power bill, you go with Stevenson Air Conditioning. Do like Jason Kovaleski and I did. We both got brand new units. The best thing we ever did, our power bills have gone down to hardly anything. If you're having a problem anytime, day or night, it's Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason, let's bring him on right now. This guy, Jeff Spiegel, is a living legend. You hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Anytime you watch, if you watch anything, 30 by 30s on the Southeastern Conference, Saturdays Down South, any kind of big special, you'll see that beautiful face on there because, and Nick, I'm going to tell you what, I know this for a fact. Miss Terry and Nick Saban, I think they have more respect for him than anybody else. They always speak to him. Jamie told me one time that, you know, they hug him. I mean, they think the world of him. I hug him when I see him. He's done hug back. Let's bring him on now, the one and only Jeff Spiegel. Good morning, Jeff.
Okay, let's clarify this. First of all, Nick Saban has never hugged me.
Miss Terry has.
Miss Terry has, but Nick Saban has never hugged me. But I appreciate the kind words as always.
Well, wait a minute now. You got a lot of pull with him. You know it. I know it. Yellow Dog knows it. Everybody knows it. He respects you. And how did he do in his little golfing out there? Did you get out there and get to watch him? Did you get to talk to him out there? And was it Greystone?
It was, yeah, at the Regions Tradition Pro-Am. I saw him take a few swings on the driving range. After the interviews, I had to duck out and get back to the TV station. But you know, I mean, he was in the powerhouse group. I mean, every year there's one, you know, that all the gallery's following. And this year it was Nick Saban and Charles Barkley.
They play together, right?
Same group.
Yeah.
They played together with Stuart Sink. And and Stuart's a wonderful player and a wonderful guy. And then, you know, Nick and Charles were just, and, you know, it takes so long to play those Pro-Am rounds because, you know, they're signing autographs after every hole. And it gets kind of crazy. But the gallery was following them and loving every minute of it.
Did you hear who played pretty well? Who had a good game? Did Hugh Freeze do okay? Kirby do okay? Kirby looks like he drives it pretty good. DeBoer, how they play? How good are they?
I want to say this, and I saw all the swings. The best swing, Charles Barkley had the best swing.
Oh wow!
Wow,
that's a big change.
Now think about that. Think about that. Think about what a mess he was. You know, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, when everybody would make fun of his golf swing, you know, because it had that crazy hitch in it.
Yeah.
And he was just all mentally just a mess. But he got with a teacher, and as he told me, you know, Wednesday, that, look, if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to be good at it. I asked him, I said, did you ever think you'd be a big TV star? He goes, yeah. Yeah, because if I'm going to do something, I'm going to be good at it. So his handicap is, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I'm telling you, the best swing of all those guys, the amateurs, I mean, not the pros, was Charles. Charles' swing is in great shape.
What did you think of? I love what he said about NIL. He said he's not giving money to pay players.
Yeah. Now he said, this is his quote. He said, no one's giving more money legally and illegally
I saw
than
that.
me. It was awesome. Yeah, but he said the notion that I'm going to give, you know, millions of dollars to help Auburn be better at football and basketball. I mean, that's stupid.
Yeah.
That's what he said. And he used that word, stupid. You know, he dropped an F-bomb and a couple of F-bombs really during the whole interview. But he was just, I mean, he's always, you know, great at those things. But now listen, this is a giving guy. He's given a lot of money to Auburn over the years. He gave $10 million to HBCUs.
Wow.
He's given $1 million to help rebuild housing in Birmingham. But he just doesn't see giving to an NIL collective as a good investment.
He's right.
You know?
Yeah,
he doesn't
he's right.
see the return on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he's pretty frank about that, and he's pretty dead on with those points, I think.
Is he from Bessemer or is he from downtown Birmingham? I can't remember where he's from. He's from
the beautiful city of Leeds.
Okay.
And still spends a lot of time here. And you know, he loves Alabama, loves this area, and he is in terms of sports analysts, he is the biggest TV star right now.
Yeah.
He and Nick Saban are probably 1 and 2.
Yeah.
He and Saban are probably 1 and 2.
What did Nick say about his role with President Trump, the co-chairman? What did he say about that? What are they going to do? Does he even know what they're going to do?
Well, he wouldn't say much about it. I think, number one, you know, he doesn't want to upstage the president. I mean, the president's putting together this commission, and it hasn't been publicly out there yet. You know, there hasn't been a presidential news conference. So he's not going to go on TV and talk about, you know, what, you know, they're going to do. First of all, that's not who he is anyway. He never talks about what he's going to do. He just does it.
Yeah.
But he says, you know, that he admits, like all of us do, that, you know, there are problems. he says, look, I mean, I think people know what the problems are. It's just a matter of, who's going to step up and fix it. And I'm not saying that all because they make him co-chair of this commission that's going to get fixed. I don't think it's that easy. But it's a step in the right direction, I think.
NBC came out, and I saw where it said NBC, and I should look down at who actually wrote the article. But again, it was from NBC. That should tell you enough right there. Saban has no business speaking about the best interests of college football players. They talked about he's been appointed the co-chairman of the president's College Sports Commission. The former Alabama, Mississippi, Michigan State, LSU, Miami head coach doesn't know a lot about the talked about what Saban said about it, doesn't know a lot about it right now and all those kind of things. Then he goes, all Saban's for is less money to the players, more money for the schools. NBC said that his agenda over time is going to be for the best what's for the school, not best what's for players. Players generate all this revenue, and they should be paid accordingly. But they think that Nick Saban has got better interest looking out for the universities, not so much the individual player. I don't like this article at all.
Who's more qualified is my question.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
I mean,
now he has spoken out against. He's like us. He wants to kind of be fair against the. We wanted to go back the old days.
Right.
We'll do it the old-fashioned way. We'll be good in the SEC that way. But what do you think about this? Them saying these negative things that Saban has. He didn't have the best interests of the players. He shouldn't be on this committee.
Well, I mean, I think you talk to anybody that played for him, and they will say first and foremost that he's always had the best interest of the players in mind. He wants to win. He's been all about developing guys not only to play in the National Football League, but this guy's had like an incredible graduation rate at Alabama, and I think he's always looked out for the best interests of the player. I think what he wants is a competitive balance. In college football, we talked about this last week about how, it's becoming, who's got the bigger checkbook. And look, college football has always been big business. I mean, we know that. But now it's bigger business. And now it's just, it's just getting way out of control as far as the NIL money and all that. So, somebody's got to reel it in. Somebody's kind of got to even the playing field. I don't know how long that's going to take. It's like Charles said. It's like putting toothpaste back in the tube, because the NCAA has just kind of let this stuff get out of control.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a while to fix, but like I said, I think Nick's going to have some great ideas, and we'll see where it goes from here.
Jeff, we got to take a break, but I want to say this real quick. Now I got to get the commercials in, and we'll bring you back. But Saban does not believe the pay to play is necessary. Saban's for developing players of better people, better students, better on and off the football field, just to be better and have success in life. And he does believe in that. I agree with that part. But I think, it's like Jason said, I think he's the best for the job. I think he'll do an incredible job with that. All right, let's talk to some of our great people. B4 Braves in Lynn Haven. Pat Purnell does a great job. The heat, it's here. It's the weekend's going to be brutal, especially if you're inland. And Stevenson Air Conditioning throughout the Panhandle of Florida. If you have any issues whatsoever, you call Stevenson Air Conditioning. They'll get out there as quick as possible. They're going to solve all your problems. They'll even tell you what you do to your house to help it make it cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter. Stevenson Air Conditioning, number one, not even close. David Adamson's Fine Jewelry. You want some great jewelry. Where are you going to go, Wildcat?
You're going to go David Adamson Designer Jewelry on Highway 77, 830 Highway 77, Lynn Haven. Free jewelry cleaning, free jewelry inspection right now.
All over the Panhandle of Florida. Dr. Ward, his offices are everywhere. Skin cancer can be deadly. 1 in 5 are going to develop it. It doesn't look right, feel right. Don't put it off. 5 minutes can save your life. Go see Dr. Ward. Listen to him every Wednesday, 7:30, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. You want some great Mexican food? That's where you need to go, right across the street from the Navy base. The new one is right there on Front Beach Road, 10908 Front Beach Road. Park in the back. We'll be right back. 104.3 Jeff Spiegel, 104.3 ESPN, home of the Atlanta Braves.
Braves are back.
Here comes the throw. It's late. Braves win.
And ESPN Northwest Florida is your exclusive radio home for Braves country.
He just wrecked that thing. Straightaway center, a homer for Riley.
Sales, Strider, Acuna, Ozzie, Riley, Profar, and Coach Snitker lead a stellar lineup. Listen live nights and weekends on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Friday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the south-southwest, some sun and 82. Some clouds tonight, about the same at 74, and a wind out of the southwest at 8 miles per hour. Tomorrow, partly sunny and a gentle breeze right around 8 miles per hour with a high of 83. About the same at 82 Sunday, and we'll have mostly sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now to learn more.
800-605-4650. 800-605-4650. 800-605-4650. That's 800-605-4650.
You don't know what his problem is.
Quit calling. We're all hurting.
But it's probably hard to pronounce and untreatable.
That don't feel so good.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michael Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey, Martha, Kenny, and James Jenner, all these wonderful Tigers throughout the Panhandle of Florida, should be proud of what's going on at Auburn. I think they'll be proud this year in football. I think Auburn's going to have a really good football team this year. Too deep, across the board. They got a great defensive lineman. You're going to know his name. And they got receivers. It's going to come down to quarterback play. They underachieved, I think, the last couple of years, especially last year, but I think this year's going to be a special year. Jeff, Auburn, USA Today came out with their over-unders. Auburn's at 7.5. What's your take on that? Would you go over or would you go under?
I'm taking over, but listen, I get sucked into this every year. I mean, I keep believing every year that Auburn's going to break through. Yep. And I've done this every year since, well, I even did it during the Harsin years. So, I mean, so I'm a little silly. But I think that I think they can get to 8 wins. I think getting to 9 and 10 is kind of a tall order, but I think they can get to 8. And I think for Hugh Freeze's employment future, he needs to get to 8.
Yeah, I agree. Jeff, I remember back Barfield's days in the 70s when Auburn wasn't very good. Then Coach Dye came in there and changed everything around, took them to the top. It's just hard to comprehend that Auburn would have 4 losing seasons in a row in football. They won't stand for it. There's 2 jobs you got to win, and that's at Alabama and that's at Auburn. And we know how ugly it can get when you're not winning and winning big. So if he doesn't have a good year this year, I think he's gone. I don't care how much they like him. You've got to win there. He's done a great job recruiting, a great job bringing transferred players in. They got to get it done this year. And the schedule, I think, is pretty good. Here is the trap games. Here are SEC trap games. We'll start with Auburn. They say Auburn trap game. I don't know about this one. They say Auburn's trap game will be Arkansas on October 25th. What game does Auburn got to worry about be sleeping, walking through? What game are you worried about for Auburn? Is it the Arkansas game on October 25th, or would you pick another one?
Well, I think by October 25th, Arkansas is going to be in kind of a mess. I mean, I think this is the last year for Sam Pittman.
Well, wait, time out. Is this your way too early? Last year, you've always told us something big, and you got it right. I think he's the one that told Jimbo Fisher be his last year. He had that right. So is this your early big surprise, or you got something else for us?
Well, I don't think it's a big surprise. I mean, I think Sam Pittman's been on the hot seat, for a couple of years, but I think the sand kind of runs out of the hourglass, this year. So having said that, I mean, that's going to be a game when it rolls around that everyone thinks Auburn's going to win and should win, because Arkansas is, is down, and, they just don't need to lose games they're supposed to win. I mean, now Hugh Freeze in his private conversations with his buddies can run Peyton Thorne under the bus all he wants to, about what happened last year. But there are some coaching boo-boos that he made that cost this team, a couple of games. So, he's got to own up to that too. And you don't hear him, own up to that too much. So, he's just got to win those games he's supposed to win. And then there are going to be some games that, they've got to win that are toss-ups. I guess you could say that about a lot of teams, but I think especially that's true with Auburn this year.
All right, let's go through this list. Have fun with this. Go through the list. These are trap games way too early. Alabama's trap game is at Missouri on October 11th. The game after Tennessee, I kind of get where they're coming from with that. They got Tennessee at home. They go on the road to play in a kind of a smaller stadium. Missouri, I believe, has lost their quarterback. They've done a nice job over there. What do you think? Is that Bama's trap game, Missouri, or would you pick somebody else?
Well, I think, anytime you go on the road in the SEC, it's difficult. I think Eli Drinkwitz has proven, that he's a really good football coach. I think he's going to have a pretty good team. So I don't know. I don't even know if I would consider that a trap game. I mean, I would think, I'm not going to say Missouri's going to be favored in that game for crying out loud, but it wouldn't surprise me, if Missouri, gives Alabama a tough time in Columbia. Because I think Eli's a guy who's arrived. I mean, I think he's a pretty good football coach.
All right, Alabama's win total over under, according to USA Today, is sitting at 9.5. Will they go over or under the 9.5?
I'm thinking over. I'm thinking 10 wins. I think this offensive line is going to be sneaky good. I think the defense is going to be great. I mean, great, elite. And, I also think that, the quarterback situation is going to be fine. I mean, I think Ty Simpson is going to come in and do a really good job. Great receiving core, good stock of running backs. I mean, I think they've got all the tools to get a double-digit win season and maybe, get a little more and get back in the playoff.
All right, I want you to help us with Florida. Let's start with their over/under. I think Florida's back. I think Florida's going to be good. Florida, if they win 9 games, they're going to make the playoffs. Their schedule's brutal. They got Florida. USA Today has Florida at 6.5. What say you, over or under?
I got Florida over. I was really impressed with Billy Napier last year because when things were going south and everybody was putting him on the hot seat and getting ready to fire him, he never lost that locker room. I mean, he never lost it. I mean, those guys went out and just fought, tooth and nail every game for him. So I think he survived the storm, and I think this could be a pretty good year for Florida.
All right, their trap game is September 6th, South Florida, right before the LSU ball game. It's at home at Florida week 2. I think they'll be fine that game. I don't know what their trap games are going to be. I know one thing. They got to split the Miami-LSU series. They got to win one of those games. Hopefully they'll win both of them. All right, let's jump into Georgia. Georgia and Kirby Smart, they're at 9.5 also. They get Texas at home. They get Alabama at home. They're on the road at Auburn. What do you think? I think they're on the road to Tennessee, too. Do they get 9.5? What's your over-under on Georgia? 9.5? What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think Kirby Smart can win 10 games just, rolling out of bed. I mean, he's got the program to such a level now where, it's just like when Saban was at Alabama. I mean, he's just rattling off double-digit win seasons. left and right. I do think they got to run the football better. You know, that's one thing that was very uncharacteristic of Georgia last year is they didn't run the football very well. And I think so there's an emphasis on that this year, and I think Kirby wants to get back to that, you know, good old hard-nosed, you know, physicality at the line of scrimmage, run the football, and I think they'll do that this year.
And the key for him, like almost all these teams, staying healthy. They're not. He'll tell you they're not as deep they've been in the past. Nobody's going to be deep as they were in the past. All right, let's jump into LSU. LSU is at 8.5. You know, he talked about it. He's already put the pressure on himself. Last 3 head coaches win national championship. He said they got a championship roster. The quarterback's back. Their schedule's okay. They got, again, LSU 8.5. I'm going to say over, but what do you think about LSU?
I'm torn on this one, but I'm gonna go ahead and say over. And I don't have a lot of faith in Brian Kelly, but I will say this: Brian Kelly is I don't know. I mean, he wins some games, but then he loses some head scratchers. So I never have had a lot of faith in him, but I'm going to go ahead and say over.
All right, I'm on Jason jump here in this. Jason, you've always been kind of critical of him. You kind of say the same things that Jeff just said there. He's talked about this championship roster. What do you think? Do they get? What do you think their win total could be? It's 8.5.
8.5 is pretty low for the talent they have, so I'm leaning over. But the problem with Brian Kelly is he doesn't have that locker room united. You know what I'm saying? There's always some issues with this.
He never does anything wrong.
No, but you saw his abrasive kind of personality with the kid that had cancer. His parents come out. That's a black flag for me, or red flag for me. Just doesn't seem like a perfect fit. So every loss is magnified. Every game is magnified. There's a lot of pressure on him. So. Man, I'm torn on that as well. I think they get over because of talent on the roster, but I just don't believe in Brian Kelly at LSU.
8.5. They'll go over 8.5. I think
They better. I'll say that.
Real quick, we got to let
for
Jeff
his
go.
sake.
Now they've got Vandy as LSU's trap game on October 18th. The week before they got Texas A&M, Alabama after that game. Nobody's there'll be more LSU people there. I don't know. What do you think about that Vandy being a trap game?
Well, Diego Pavia's back, right?
Yeah.
He's like 28 years old right now.
Yeah.
So, look, I'm telling you this. Diego Pavia, big believer in that guy.
Yep.
I mean, so I think Vandy's gonna come back with another good year, another bowl season, because I think when you've got that guy playing quarterback for your football team, I think you got a pretty good shot.
Jeff, I want to thank you so much. I might see you this week. Hopefully we'll get up there and be able to watch a couple baseball games. And anybody in your guest room, I might bring some friends. Anyway,
just so
Papa, bring me Papa.
Just so happened Jeff's going to be out of town.
I charge a lot of rent, man. Doesn't come cheap.
All right, hey, take care of yourself. We'll talk to you next Friday, okay?
All right, see you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Hey, listen, we get back. Give us a call, 215-6298. We're going to give away
We'll tell them when we get back.
one free ticket to the Gulf Coast Jam. Jason Kovaleski, Max Fit Sports Nutrition. What's going on down there?
Yeah, we got a free sample bar. We got our MBI 570 check in with results. We got our certified sports nutritionists on staff. If you want to kind of take the guesswork out, what to eat, when to eat it, what type of food you should be eating at what times for different athletes. We also have our meal prep company that's doing really well. So if you want to take, a lot of people don't have time to prep their food, to cook meals for the week. So you can go to maxfitmeals anytime at gmail.com. You can submit, your questionnaire there. We can do an in-body take on you as well, and then we can design your meals for you. If you order from our menu, you can bulk order on Friday. You can pick them up on Monday. So there's 2 ways you can kind of get your meals made for you for the week. But Max Fit Meals Anytime has been doing really well. We make healthy made foods with fresh, products. We use local farmers for our vegetables. So go check them out. We have a Facebook and Instagram page, Max Fit Meals Anytime.
All right, we'll be right back. Get ready. Get those phone calls coming in. We're going to give away a free ticket. Gulf Coast Jam. Be right back.
game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Tired of flipping through channels and finding nothing good? Introducing Scorpion TV. Over 5,000 live streaming channels. Catch every game of the season with over 100 sports networks, including ESPN, ESPN Plus, the NFL Network, and Red Zone. Even pay-per-view events. Watch 400 local network channels from Panama City and most markets throughout the country. Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC. It's more than sports. Scorpion TV offers premium movie channels like HBO, Cinemax, Stars, 200 plus entertainment and news networks, or watch thousands of movies on demand, all for just $45 a month when you use the ESPN NW promo code at checkout. Watch on up to 5 devices at the same time. Perfect for sharing with family and friends. Scorpion TV gives you everything you want for less. Cut the cord, not the fun. To score Scorpion TV, go to ESPNPC.com and click on the Scorpion TV logo. Don't forget our promo code ESPN NW.
From the Vortex Springs to the Bear Paw Canoe Trail. From Shell Island to 30A. We're your home for live sports. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The number here to call, 850-215-6290. Call us right now. Wildcat, what are we giving away?
Here's what we're going to do. We are going to give away a single ticket to the Gulf Coast Jam. It's good for all 3 days and all the events there. We're going to make this really difficult on. First of all, we'll have more tickets to give away next week. While you're here,
Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the Inside Drive will have a couple of tickets, and the Afternoon Underdogs will have a couple of tickets as well. So if you don't win this time, make sure you tune in next week.
But you got to call 215-290.
This is really going to be difficult. So you're going to have to work for this ticket. Here's what you got to do. Be caller number 5.
Call now, 215-6290. 850-215-6290. Call, get a Gulf Coast Jam ticket.
I got to go. I'm busy.
Okay. All right. Tell me when you want to do it. 1, 2, 3. My phone's lighting up. That's crazy. I want to ask both of you guys' opinion about this. This was CBS. They came out with the post-spring predictions Big Ten championship. The number one team, according to the experts at CBS, will be the defending national champs, the Ohio State Buckeyes. They're at plus 210 to win the Big Ten championship, which they didn't do last year. They have the best, in my opinion, the best two players in college football, the best offensive receiver since Julio Jones. And they got the best DB in the country, Downs. Do they got it right? Do the Buckeyes repeat? Oh, no, they don't repeat. Do they win the Big Ten? It's easier to win the national championship than win the Big Ten.
It's a lot harder just because there's a lot more competition in the Big Ten, but I do think they have the best roster. I mean, but watch Oregon. Oregon's just as good. And Penn State, I know they're getting a lot of love. I'm just not a big believer in Aller or Franklin, but, those three teams are going to battle it out, and you can split hairs.
I would say yes, but, nobody ever seems to repeat. Right. Repeating is always the issue.
Yeah.
Even as good as Georgia was a couple years ago.
They're not repeating. They did not win.
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
And they don't have Oregon on the schedule, so they'll be in Indianapolis.
I think they're going to win it.
I do too.
I do too. All right, the team everybody, I know you don't believe in. I don't believe in them either, but I do think they got talent. I just got a feeling. I just got this gut feeling Penn State's going to be really good.
Oh, they're good.
Number 2.
They've been good.
Penn State, Nittany Lions. quarterback's back. They did lose some great defensive players. I think, watch out, this could be the team that could win it all. They're at plus 240. Do you guys agree they're number 2? They got Oregon at number 3 at plus 280. They got one of the best rosters money can buy. They're younger. I like the coaching staff there. Who's number 2? Who's number 3 in your guys' opinion?
I would give the edge to Penn State just because of that running game. They got 2 of the best running backs in the country. Allard does have some experience, even though I don't believe him in like maybe the championship games. I do think throughout the season they're going to be really good.
Do they have Ohio State this year on the roster?
Yeah, they have it every year.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, but they got them in Columbus, so that's going to be a tough game for them.
Jim, how are your thoughts? We got a call. We got a winner. We've got nothing but a winner. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach.
Who is this?
How are you doing this fine day?
We are doing great. You there?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Coach Hale?
Yes, sir. You hear me?
There, I couldn't hear you, man. Sorry about that. Good morning. How are you this fine day?
We're doing great. Who is this?
My name is Bill Horner. I over the years, I've called in and talked to the show a few times.
Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I hope you have a good time at the Gulf Coast Jam. Wildcat's going to tell you what you got to do. Are you looking forward to it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, now I forgot. Tell me what team you pull for in college football.
I don't, well, hey, let's just say this. It's Jason's least favorite team.
Go. Hey, I love Bo. I'm still a Bo believer.
I have a lot of respect for him.
Hey,
I
you
really
know what,
do.
man? This whole NIL mess, I've been meaning to call and talk about this with you guys, but here, let me just put my 2 cents in. This whole NIL mess, the whole reason, not the whole reason, but a big reason that the NCAA made such a big stink about going after Jim Harbaugh is because of what he said about the transfer portal and what he said about profit sharing and what he said about the NIL. Because you remember 5 years ago he came out and said, we need to profit share with these players and they need to be able to transfer one time without penalty.
Yeah.
And there was a big stink about it, and then all of a sudden they started, Now I'm not gonna say that there was, I can't wait for the Committee on Infractions hearings in another, what is it, about 6 weeks?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I want to hear about the whole scope of it, because there's a lot going on there.
They should put that on pay-per-view, though, just for all of us. I mean, there's going to be a lot of stuff that none of us have heard about because, it's under the NOA or Notice of Allegations, and that's not been, private to the public. There's just a lot of leaks, this, that, so what's true, what's not. I think everybody's interested just to find out what exactly happened because I don't think anybody really has a grasp of that.
No, yeah, I don't either. I think some things are bigger than what we think.
Yeah.
And some things are smaller.
I think the one thing that's going to hurt Michigan, though, was not cooperating. And this has burned a lot of coaches over the years. It burned Tressel when he was at Ohio State. When you don't cooperate with the NCAA, they tend to take that as a huge disrespect, and they seem to go after those teams even harder. So that's the only thing that makes me nervous.
The NCAA is toothless. That's
right.
the problem.
For sure.
There's basically nothing they can do to them because even the college playoff is not run by the NCAA anymore.
Right.
So I mean, legitimately, they have no enforcement ability, or very little. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens on that, and I'm not, I don't live with my head in the sand. I know that Michigan did wrong. All right? I don't know. I don't think I'm not going to say it's as bad as Tennessee handing out bags of money in McDonald's bags before you were allowed to pay players, or what SMU did back in the 80s that got them the death penalty,
right.
But, yeah, there was definitely some janky stuff going on there. No doubt about it. And I don't have time this morning, but, the other day I was going to call in also during the FSU update. You guys talked about Lee Corso and his retirement.
Right.
And just to get, as a teaser for a call-in at a later date, my uncle played for Lee Corso in Indiana.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
When Indiana was bad,
What's your uncle's name?
My uncle's name is Stephen Weiser. He played nose guard, middle guard for Indiana.
That's awesome, man.
And I have been to Indiana practices where Lee Corso was, the head coach.
Oh, wow.
And, people don't realize that when Lee Corso took Indiana to the Holiday Bowl in 79, I think it was, that was the first bowl win in Indiana history.
Wow.
Because in the Big Ten, up until the mid-'70s, only one team went to a bowl game. Only the Rose Bowl.
Yep.
Until, I think, 76.
I forgot about that. That is true, yeah. Which I think was stupid.
So Indiana had gone to the Rose Bowl once before, like in the mid-'60s or 50s or something like that, and gotten beat by USC. I'm sure it was USC. But that Holiday Bowl win in 1979 was the first year that Indiana had won a bowl game. And the interesting thing, and here's my story, so that way I don't have to call back with it. Lee Corso my uncle had injured his back, all right? And he was, he was at home for Christmas break. Lee Corso came to my grandmother's home on Christmas Eve and brought my uncle his plane ticket to go with the team to the Holiday Bowl in San Diego.
Wow.
Cool.
That's awesome, man.
Yep. And now my uncle we lived in Fort Wayne, Indiana, which was about 3 hours from Bloomington. But he drove up from Bloomington on Christmas Eve to bring my uncle his plane ticket because the team was leaving the day after Christmas.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I like
that. That's just the kind of guy he was. He took care of his players.
Yeah, we got a father.
I mean, except for leaving my uncle in against Ohio State when his back was hurting, and that's why he hurt his back.
Hey, listen, don't hang up. Wildcats got to talk to you and tell you when to get the ticket, how to get the ticket. I got to give it to you. Did I give it to you?
No.
I'll give it to you when we get out of here today.
Okay.
I think I gave it to Randy. I gave the other shows to Randy. All right. Hey, you call back, okay? You call us back.
All right, Coach.
Thanks for listening. I appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
Man.
That's so nice for him to listen. We appreciate you guys listening to us. Really,
a lot of Michigan fans do.
Yeah, they're good people, man.
That's why they throw stuff at my store the other day.
You can tell he's a good guy.
All the Michigan fans I know are really good guys.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. We got so many of them. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, J. Michael's Restaurant, El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Get out to Newbies, have a great time. Dr. Chad Mitchell, the legend, 26 years on Bay County sidelines. People come from all over to get checked out. Matter of fact, Jamie's got an appointment with him today. The guy's the best, the legend, Chad Mitchell. Stevenson Air Conditioning, Steve's Bike Shop, Local 115, Turf Pro Pest Control. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdogs.
Gator Jamie says survival combo, celebrity, Scarlett Johansson, food and drink, whatever she wants. Gator Jamie's always got the best humorous answers.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Friday's weather. This afternoon and evening, there will be a gentle breeze out of the south-southwest, some sun and 82. Some clouds tonight, about the same at 74, and a wind out of the southwest at 8 miles per hour. Tomorrow, partly sunny and a gentle breeze right around 8 miles per hour with a high of 83. About the same at 82 Sunday, and we'll have mostly sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
CBC Construction is looking for a few good men. At CBC Construction, our greatest strength lies within our talented team. Join us and be a part of a dynamic company that values its people. We offer a tremendous opportunity to create a future for your family and the Florida Panhandle. CBC Construction is now hiring. Call us at 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com to learn more. CBC Construction. Be part of a winning team.
That boot store can help you dress in style, from casual Western wear for a night out with family and friends to a special meeting that requires a fashion touch with Western flair. From boots to hats, belts to shirts to jeans and a lot more for the smallest of the largest in name brand Western attire, including Carhartt work clothes. Shop that boot store for the whole family. Open Tuesday through Thursday 9 to 5, Friday and Saturday 9 to 5:30. Next to Billboard Kia, 15th Street, Panama City, where God is good all the time.
If you got more A's on your truck than you did in high school, you might be a Bama fan. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We got a caller? That was just you talking?
No, that was
Okay. All right. Make sure I give you those tickets.
I'll hold them.
Yeah, okay.
I'll give them to him.
Oh, my. All right, let's talk about some. Let's go back. We got, again, they got Oregon. CBS has Oregon third place in the Big Ten, which they're going to be pretty good, plus 280. Number 4, we just got through talking about this team, Michigan. I don't know. I think they're going to have some. I don't know about this. Number 4, they did beat the national champs. They did beat Alabama. They're at plus. Look at that. It goes up to plus 900. Michigan. So there's really 3 teams in the Big Ten.
They need Underwood to be something incredible. He'd have to be.
Here's my take on Michigan. And I'm not just saying this because I'm an Ohio State guy. I don't know how anybody can predict what Michigan's going to be until you know what the sanctions are.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
they could be getting hit. Well, we both believe they're going to get hammered. So let's just say that Sharon Moore gets fired, and all their coaches,
or even suspended for 6 games.
I mean, let's just say they have a lot of stuff dumped on them. So you're going to say that they're the 4th best team in the Big Ten? I'm going to say no.
Watch out for USC. I mean, they've recruited tremendously.
They got USC is 8.
Iowa's there every year.
And
let's take this.
I will say this: Wisconsin better be better, or Fickle's going to be.
He's
out.
on the hot.
I agree.
Yeah. But what you said, I think you knocked out of the ballpark. You're a player. Your head coach has said we're going to voluntarily suspend him for 2 games, but they're going to pick what that got blown out of the water. So if you're a player, you're thinking all summer, what the hell's going on? What
you got to think he's going to at least get 4 games, and that's going to put a little damper on the season.
Maybe more than that.
Probably more than that.
All right, let's take this phone call. Good morning, sir.
Leave Sharon Moore alone.
We know you. Are you going to take over for him?
Well, I could handle it for a little bit. I'd call you. I'd call in good assistants like you and Jim Bob. And
we
Manley,
could do it.
of course.
We'll do it.
The kicking game.
Jim won't go to Michigan. He won't coach up there.
That's right.
Oh, really? He's not like, come on, man. A bunch of Ohio boys have done that before. Come on, don't you know?
He said something like it's too damn cold.
Yeah. Oh, you're right about that. Hey, but what about, they're blowing up the Oklahoma game. Well, guess what? Nobody cares about Oklahoma anymore either. How about it? I mean, they might as well be Southeast Oklahoma. I hate to be ugly, but there's only so much room at the top. And, of course, that's why, hey, I wanted to talk to y'all about names. Y'all think I'm joking. My grandson is named James. I don't know why, but...
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
But how about this? Joshua was better than Caleb in the Bible, wasn't he? Think about it. Go Vols.
Go Vols.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't know where he was coming from.
I don't know who Caleb was either.
What's Mike been doing this morning? What has he been doing this morning?
Or last night.
Put the pipe down.
Oh, my God. You talking about Indiana. They dropped back to 6th. They're plus 3,500. Iowa was at 7th, 4,500. USC was 8th. Nebraska 9th. Washington 10th. Minnesota 11th. UCLA 12th. That's better for them. Rutgers 13th, Wisconsin, but he'll be fired. You're right. Yeah. 14th, Fickles. 15th, Michigan. What has happened to Michigan State? I mean, they've fallen off the earth.
Just, after the contract to Tucker, I mean, they gave them $100 million.
Yeah.
What? They don't have money.
But they didn't have to pay him because they fired him.
Did they get out of that? I mean,
well, I think they're in court.
They're still in court over that. But that was a terrible, and I think you got to give them time because I think the coach there is a really good coach. I think where did he come from? Oregon State, I believe. So I think he can get that turned around. But, this day and age, it's all about money. Do they have the money to compete with the big dogs? I just don't know.
All right, out of these 4 teams right here, who will be in last place? Michigan State, Northwestern, Maryland. I thought Maryland would be better by now, and Purdue. Out of those 4, who's going to be the
I'd say
winner?
Northwestern.
I would go Purdue just because they're going through a coaching change.
Didn't Northwestern spend all the money on a new stadium?
Oh, they have a bunch of money. They got a beautiful new indoor facility up there, and they played pretty well last year. I don't know why, but they don't have the talent, but I think that coach is going to be pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to that Michigan situation. Regardless of what everything went on last year, I was impressed that they pulled off beating Ohio State at Ohio State. I'm sorry, we all had them losing. They won that game. I thought with half their team not playing, I thought Alabama would have a decent, I thought they'd win by 10 points at least. They outcoached Alabama, out-hustled, outplayed. So the guy, give him credit. The last 2 games are pretty good. But I'm like Jim, everything that's going on there, when you come out and you pick 2 days, which was a joke. That was a bad look. They should have never opened their mouths.
No.
If they were going to do that, don't say anything.
Right.
At least go, hey, look, week 1 and 2, he's not going to coach. We're suspending him. That would look better than picking out
the two
softest teams
when you got Oklahoma in the schedule, and that would actually be a real punishment. I'll give them credit for last year. They had a tremendous defensive scheme. Now, they're only one of 2, maybe 3 teams in the country that could have implemented it with Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant in the middle of that defense, but they really played just a deep zone and forced everything under, forced Ohio State to look at this and say, we need to be running the ball. This is a 6-man box, So they try to run at those defensive tackles, and they controlled the game that way. So great job by their coaching staff. No, they couldn't at all. But this year is a little bit different. It's all about Bryce Underwood and how fast he can get up to speed. How good is he going to be? I still don't think they have the weapons to kind of compete in the top of the Big Ten on offense. And I do think their defense is going to take a step back because they lost a lot of top-end talent over there. I think they're going to be solid. They've always been solid. But, this year I thought maybe 7-8 wins would be their kind of ceiling. But you just don't know with everything hanging around that program right now what's going to happen. I mean, it could just get totally bombed at some point.
All right, we've talked about all the big games week 1. Everybody's wondering where Lee's going to go. Will it be Tallahassee? Will it be Columbus? Will it be at Clemson? I don't know where it's going to be.
We didn't talk about the Ohio representative that's trying to make noon games illegal in Ohio.
What? Did you
didn't see that? So the Ohio State-Texas game.
Their AD?
No, a politician made it a law and is trying to get it passed to make noon games illegal.
Are you kidding me?
No, I swear to God.
No.
What?
It won't pass.
It won't pass.
What would be
It's
the
just
reason for?
because they don't want because the Ohio State-Texas game is such a huge game. A huge
It is a
recruiting.
disadvantage when you recruit.
Big time disadvantage.
Kids have a hard time getting up there, getting to the game when it kickoffs at 11
The
o'clock,
atmosphere
12
is
o'clock.
nowhere near the same.
Yeah.
Fans aren't, you don't want to get up at 9 a.m. and go to the stadium. I mean,
Is it that bad that they got to pass legislation?
this is all politics.
This guy's big time.
This guy,
It's not going to pass.
he just wants votes. It'll never pass. It's one of those things that you put up, and Ohio
That's
State fans
crazy.
go,
I
I
didn't know about that. That's,
I will say this: there's a chance this might get moved. Fox is getting a lot of blowback, and Ohio State makes them a lot of money. But these noon games, we had 6 last year.
The last 6.
Yeah, I mean, and it's huge.
they dominated that time.
Yeah, but still, you can die. Who is not going to watch Ohio State, Texas at whatever
If it's
time?
at night,
You can put it at 11 p.m. and people do that. 12 million viewers. The 6:30, 7 o'clock time slot. That's where it should be. That's a big time matchup. It's unfair to Texas. They live in a central time zone, so they're going to be playing at 10 a.m. their local time. So
let's do this real quick. We got about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your store. There's 2 great locations: 23rd Street, Pier Park. I want to say this: as you get older, you're not going to sleep. Everybody I talk to don't sleep well when you get older. Jason's got a product down there. If you want some good deep sleep and it's all natural, go see Max Fit Sports Nutrition. It's not just about having huge muscles and being like a bodybuilder and stuff. They take care of your nutrition, everything you can think of, your diet, sleeping, joint pains. Talk about some of the different products y'all have. And one thing about I love too, you can try it before you buy it.
Yeah, so Somatomax is a great sleep aid. It's not something that's going to knock you out. It doesn't have melatonin, doesn't have any chemicals in it that's going to make you like fall asleep and not wake up. It helps you achieve REM sleep, and that's what we're all trying to achieve, because when you achieve REM sleep, you repair, nerve endings, brain cells, muscles, so you wake up refreshed and you feel like you've gotten that good night's sleep. We also have a lot of stuff for joint pain, the peptides, BPC, TB500. I mean, if you want to actually heal something and relieve pain, those are going to heal the issue instead of just treating a symptom like some of these pharmaceutical drugs do. We also have a certified sports nutritionist on staff, so if you're having trouble losing weight.
Food is great.
Yeah, the food's great. We have Max Fit meals. We have our InBody 570 that anybody can come in and use to kind of track their results. It's a full body scan. It gives us your skeletal muscle, percent body fat, gives us your baseline metabolic rate, gives us a lot of tools to help you fine-tune your diet. And we have the free sample bar. You come down, try our products for free, try your protein out, try your multivitamin out, try the Somatomax out for a night. We give you a little sample, take it to the house. You don't have to try it in store. If you're looking for a new pre-workout, come out and try some of our new pre-workouts. We're located in Del Coronado Village on 23rd Street and in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods.
All right, you guys have a great weekend. Jim, thanks for coming in. Steve Moss, thank you. Jason,
good luck to Arnold.
Yeah, good luck. Go win a state championship.
And South Walton.
We'll talk Coach Monday morning. Wildcat, great job. We're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Celebrating 2 years of broadcasting history.
I told you this would work.
It's the Best of Bay awarded Inside Drive on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Weekday.